think it's great that you've got a room to yourself now. This is a dream.
I think it's good too, and I got it for the price of like 3 roommates.
This is great. You got rid of 3 roommates.
What
You're
a
the
steal!
You're the Black Widow spider. You know. Get rid of 3.
So, dear Professor, I must know when you get your big Trump check with signed Donald J. Trump at the bottom, or Uncle Sam or whatever, or Chuck Schumer, you know, like that's one prediction I'm going to make is that all the politicians are going to want to say that they signed the check. So it's going to be like the big part of the check is going to be this, like every member of Congress, every senator, and the president are all going to sign their name, and it's going to be put right there. So you can see all these people.
With big gold pens on a tray.
Yeah. And then they're going to hand it out to each other, and they're going to take the State of Union and put it on their lapel. All that nonsense.
Right. Well, let's try to predict. Let's try to predict what people will do by category. First of all. I'll
start at the very top. I'll start at the very, very top with the most brilliant, smartest people in the world. They will give it to us. They will do it via PayPal. There's a link provided below. You also can do a monthly commitment. You know, who knows how long we'll be in here? We're just going to be stuck indoors. Maybe we'll get another stimulus package. Then you can do it next month, and you can just keep doing it in perpetuity. We'd also really appreciate you liking, subscribing, following, sharing this video with all your friends. And also, we really would like you to share it with people who think they know what's going on, so we can tell them you don't know what's going on. Shut up and sit down and listen and give us money.
Right.
What do you think?
We have 11,300 downloads so far. We have 230 episodes up and running. We're very popular on YouTube. When I watch YouTube at night, I can see our program is right at the top of the recommended list.
Wow. That's just the only thing you want.
So thanks very much, all you fans out there, for keeping us alive and well. What do you think people are going to do by category with their huge stimulus check that they're about to receive from the president and Congress?
Well, they're going to follow Maslow's hierarchy. Basically, they're going to provide for shelter, food, bills. Like, that's the baseline. People, that's who it's supposed to be helping, is people who are out of work. They need something, they can't go make themselves productive because they can't go outside. So they're stuck at the spot. So they have to do, food or, bills and whatever. So I think that's one category. The next category is someone like me who's just sitting here doing school. I'm not in a financial crunch right now, but I still want your money. What I'm probably going to, well, I can't account for everyone in my generation, but what I probably am going to do is I'm going to wait a week or two for what I feel when the stock market is hit rock bottom or when it's on the resurgence, and throw as much as I can into it and then not touch it until I retire.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea. I mean, people are living paycheck to paycheck, probably can't afford to do that, but they should try. My recommendation is to try. You're a young man. Yeah. You're a young man, 22 years old. Let's say you put $1,100 into stocks, which are going to take off as soon as all of this pandemic is in the rearview mirror. You put $1,000 into stock, and I know people who are investing in the stock market, waiting for the turnaround. And you don't touch it until you're my age, let's say 75 or so, when you need to buy a house in Florida for all of your 17 wives and 48 children, all Armenian. But
that's the truth that are okay.
But let's predict what the president's going to do, because he paid taxes. What's the president going to do? He's probably just going to give it away like he's been giving away all of his pay in the White House. Members of Congress, they're certainly going to invest their money in making more money. They're all millionaires. Practically everybody in Congress is a millionaire. They're certainly upper middle class if they're not millionaires. What's the middle class going to do? What do you think? Are they going to start businesses? I
think a lot of people. There's also another category that's just stupid people. People who they're
I'm one of those people.
They're going to get some Amazon.
I'm going to go to Costco. I'm going to go to Costco and buy a pallet of toilet paper.
Right, they're going to buy a pallet of toilet paper. They're going to buy the limited edition collectible anime desk lamp, sex toy, whatever. I don't know. They're going to buy stupid nonsense like that.
Stupid stuff. Yeah.
Sure. That exists. some people are going to go maybe buy their date, nice lunch. A lot of good people are going to be throwing most of that money into charities. Like,
Yes.
there's a couple charities dedicated to small businesses that cannot do business, but still have to pay rent and all that, for
That's right.
expenses.
That's right.
Basically, what they're going, what they do is they keep them afloat. They buy gift cards. That's what a lot of restaurants are doing now because they can't be serving customers. So when the pandemic's over, you have $100 or $1,000 worth of whatever, hamburgers or whatever, and you go over and you cash them later.
Right.
So, it's a way to keep your favorite, mom and pop shop alive. Now, what I'm concerned about the $1,000 or the whatever personal check is that people aren't going to go up and down Main Street once they get their check, to the mom and pop shops. The grand majority of them are just going to go under, plain and simple. Even he is providing. I know that he is providing loans, and I don't know if it'll be enough. And because it's the government, there's a guarantee it will be terribly misallocated.
Well, okay, so we don't really know what's in the small business provisos of this stimulus package. I haven't seen it. I don't think you have seen it. None of us have seen it because it hasn't even been passed yet. But the biggest thing that they can do to help, I hope this happens, is to give tax relief to small businesses. To deregulate small businesses so that they can get back on their feet very, very quickly, because we know that can happen. It's government regulation and taxation, especially payroll taxes, which kill small businesses. Yep. The cost of labor is huge with a small business, even with large business. That's why restaurants go out of business. Even grocery chains are in peril. They have to merge. All these mergers happen because of the cost of labor.
Yeah, so something like
payroll taxes, relief from payroll taxes is probably going to be in the package. I hope that's the case.
Yeah, something like 30-40% for some small business owners' time is spent with compliance with all the different regulations of all the different bureaucracies and agencies at the state, local, and federal level. Mm-hmm. But so I guess that is the one thing we have been preparing for. Before this crisis, is we've done massive deregulation. And I really hope the Democrats realize that we're going to need massive amounts more deregulation. Now, a lot of states have realized that, it's kind of ironic that they've suspended lots of regulations inside of the pandemic. You would think like, man, if you have to get rid of these regulations, they must not have been very important in the first place. Just saying.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah. But Democrats being true to form, they're opening prisons. They're releasing criminals on the street here in California because of the pandemic. We don't want people in prison, and yet at the same time, they're threatening to arrest you and put your ass in jail if you don't self-quarantine.
That's literally
there's something contrary.
Self-quarantining. I don't know what you're talking about. That's literally quarantining.
I don't know. I don't get it. But let's take a look at it. We'll revisit this, folks. Alex and I will be back on this topic when we actually see what passes. Is it $2 trillion or $6 trillion? We don't even know that yet.
We love you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye, Alex.